All right, here we are with Coach Kyle Kreuser from Hastings Middle School. Coach, just talk about your background so far, how long you've been at the middle school, anything that goes along with your coaching career so far at Hastings Middle School.
Yeah, I've been coaching wrestling here in Hastings Middle School for about 16 years. This is my 16th year here at the middle school. I come from a family of wrestlers and family of coaches. My dad was a head wrestling coach in Hartford, Wisconsin for over 34 years. I had several uncles that wrestled as well. My dad was a college wrestler and I followed suit. I also coach a lot of different other sports, coach soccer, I've coached track and field. I've coached lots of different sports here at the middle school and in the community.
Perfect. All right, so you got a couple new additions to your coaching staff. Talk about your coaching staff here at HMS.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to have Mitch Sheeman here at the middle school. Mitch is a fifth grade teacher. I teach sixth grade at the middle school. So between him and I, having two teachers in the building to not only coach, but recruit and monitor kids and get them out for the sport of wrestling is huge. Mitch has been with me, I think, for 13 years now and just brings the energy and the fun. I can be a little bit more intense and serious, and Mitch is kind of the lighthearted goofball, a good yin to my yang. Along with Mitch, this year we have Chad Otterness, who's a high school teacher, special ed teacher, who joined our staff. He actually is a former varsity head coach as well, so it's nice to have a guy with a lot of knowledge and skill-based, was a college wrestler, state champion for Cannon Falls, and has a real calm demeanor about him. Perfect balance, again, for Mitch and I. We also have Garrett Bain on staff, former Hastings alumni, former state qualifier. Garrett has been refereeing for us the last couple of years, but emailed me over the summer and said, hey, I really want to get involved in coaching. We thought it was a perfect time for Garrett to join our staff and has done a really nice job being positive with kids and bringing energy, especially those long days where we're exhausted with working with kids. Having a couple young pups to bring the energy helps us a lot.
Perfect. You're 2 weeks into the season right now. Talk about practices, how it's going so far, and then your numbers as well. So you guys got quite a bit of kids in the room, so talk about that.
It's been a grind, I'm going to be honest with you. Without having competitions the first 2.5 weeks, kids are sick of wrestling each other. And we open up our season today up at Matamidi Middle School, and kids were squirrely and ready to stop wrestling each other. At the end of practice, kids were all sorts of fired up talking about the competitions that we have. This week we have competitions at Matamidi, and we host on Thursday, and then we have our first tournament at Two Rivers on Saturday, which is a team tournament. This year we have around 65 kids, so awesome numbers. We are busting at the seams in terms of space, though. It's very tight, which is a good problem to have. We have great senior leadership, or excuse me, eighth grade leadership, not seniors. Seem like seniors sometimes. In our middle school, we have eighth graders, Levi Hoffman and Camden Haley, who are probably our two most vocal leaders in our room. Both of them outstanding leaders, lead by example, but also not afraid to tell kids to stop screwing around. Some other eighth graders that we have that are really good leaders. Caden Shrewsdale is a second-year wrestler, leads by example, and also a vocal kid. Lucas Blackstead and Mason Lambert are our two big guys. They came back to the sport this year, have done a wonderful job leading by example. We got second-year kids, Sam Horton and Balin Sims, also kids that have just worked really hard and earned the respect from others. Anthony Hoosman's another eighth grader that came out again as an eighth grader. Peyton Mischke's a longtime wrestler, eighth grader, who's done a really good job, really working hard. And then RJ Henson's another eighth grader that has really impressed. Along with our eighth graders, we have some great seventh grade wrestlers as well. That seventh grade group has been a group that we've circled as the next really talented group that we're excited about. There's a good core of about 15 kids in there that are really talented and good leaders that every year seem to step up and get even better. So we're excited about our eighth and seventh grade groups. And then our sixth grade group is our biggest, believe it or not. We have around 20 sixth graders. And we really recruited hard to get our sixth grade groups up last year because we only had about 5 kids that wrestled in the club. So we've added that number by about 15. And then our fifth grade group this year is small, but there's definitely some talented kids in that group. So we're excited about all 4 classes of kids that we have.
Nice. So first competition is today that you talked about. You talked about kids being a little squirrely and getting ready to wrestle other schools and not just each other. Just give us a little preview maybe to what you're looking forward with today.
Yeah. The biggest thing we're trying to do is get some experience out in the mat. Our goal for every match is to get every kid 2 matches each time. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. And we want them to get better in all 3 positions. I know it's easy to always go to the top position and try to work on our favorite move, but in the sport of wrestling, we want them to be well-rounded and to be able to get away from the bottom and be able to take guys down. Especially with the rule change this year with a three-point takedown, they have to be good on their feet. So we've been really emphasizing that in our room and helping kids understand that scoring really matters. And it's getting that first takedown dictates a lot of what they can do.
So you talked about competition today, competition on Thursday, home one on Thursday, two reverse duels on Saturday, which is a big one too. If you want to preview any of that stuff, once again, you definitely can. Or if you want to talk about the rest of the season, what you're looking forward to, you could talk about that.
Yeah, it's been fun. I think wrestling in our area has gotten even better over the course of the last couple of years. Stillwater's program has just exploded. We see at the high school level right now, they're going to be one of the top teams in the state. Their middle school program has been super tough. So there's definitely been a good rivalry there. Park was probably the best team they've ever had was last year. And they have a core of about 15, 20 eighth graders this year. So we're going to see them again. There's always a good rivalry there. Some other teams that we battle with every year, Forest Lake's always tough. They beat us in the conference finals last year. We took it to them at Livingston. They're always extremely tough. Some other teams that are in our conference that are going to be up-and-coming teams and challenges for us is Centennial has one of the top youth teams in the state. I believe they were second in the state last year. We're going to see them. They are lights out tough this year. And some other schools that we see at Livingston that are always challenging, Goodhue, it's got some tough individual wrestlers. We've been crossing over and wrestling Prescott some more, which has been fun too. The Cross River Rivals. St. Thomas Academy too. They're up-and-coming youth program that has just every year gotten better and better. And we're going to see them a lot this year. So it's fun to mix in conference teams at the high school level, along with teams that we don't normally see at the high school as much. Kind of get a good mix of it at the middle school.
Perfect. That's everything I got. Anything else to add about middle school wrestling?
One last thing I want to mention is I'm just really grateful for the connection that we have with our high school coaches and our high school team. There's no other sport here in Hastings where from top down to our youth level is it this well connected and we're all on the same page. Our youth coaches do an awesome job communicating with us, working with us, trying to get kids on the mat on the weekends, during the week, and our high school coaches trying to get kids up to the 9th grade level. Our main goal is to have kids continue wrestling and find success. And I think we all collaboratively work really well together.
Perfect. Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks.